This is Tech TV 101's review of the Sony Ericsson Xperia Play. So we'll give you a quick overview now of the hardware on the device. So as you can see, we've got a 4-inch capacitive touchscreen here on the front. It's a standard LCD. Above you can just see the little front-facing camera, and there is a couple of sensors there, the proximity sensor and ambient light sensor. Down the bottom, in an unusual move for Sony Ericsson, we have got a search button, a menu button, a home button and a back button. Generally the Sony Ericsson phones don't have the search button on them, they only have these 3 buttons here. So they'll be shifted over slightly with the 3 buttons there. It's nice to have the 4th button. I'm used to the 4th button on my other phones. On this side of the device we have a 3.5mm headphone jack and your standard micro USB slot. This also performs as a dock. You can get a dock that will mount in like that, and it will take the audio and the power of the device from Sony Ericsson. Down the bottom of the device we have your standard microphone port. Around the top of the device we have a power switch screen lock key. And then on this side is where the business is happening. We have our left and right shoulder buttons, and we have our volume keys for the volume. Around the back, standard logo, 5 megapixel camera, LED flash, and there is a noise cancelling microphone just here. I suppose the business end of this phone is that. As you can see, it's got the 4 PlayStation buttons, your start and your select. These are analog touchpads. This here then is the standard Android menu key and your D-pad. So when you hold it in the hands like this, you've got a nice position and your shoulders are quite nice rested on the bumpers there. So as far as software goes, it's running Android 2.2.3. You can see with the nice little effect on the bottom there. Actually, this one's running Android 2.3.2, excuse me. There must be an update coming for this before launch. Other than that, this is running a 1GB Scorpion processor, 0.5 gig RAM, comes with an 8GB memory card pre-installed. There's nothing much else to say really about the actual specs. There's nothing overly new or unusual. These specs have been used in other handsets quite a lot, but it performs quite well. It's snappy. It's got this nice zoom to show all your widgets feature, and you can see there's a nice kind of bounce to them when they zoom in and out. You can tap the widget you want to go to. You've got some nice widgets here. This is the Sony Ericsson Media View. This is their music app. Speaking of music, actually, there's 2 stereo speakers on the device. There's one just here and there's one just there. They put out a good chunk of sound, actually. They do give off good audio compared to something like the Desire HD, which is terrible audio. This gives off good audio. This is your standard Sony Ericsson media player with the infinite button. Down here you got shortcuts to, say for example, your images. You can tap in, obviously scroll, zoom into an image. There we go, that clears up now. You know, the screen is very nice, it works very well. The one thing I am disappointed though in is the camera application. Now I don't know if it's just software that we have got on this phone right now, or if it is what Sony Ericsson deciding to do with this. This doesn't have the Exmor image sensor that the other Sony Ericssons, i.e. the Arc and the Neo, have. This is a stock 5 megapixel sensor, but it's a standard stock camera app, so it doesn't have any of the advanced features, the smile detection, any of that nice stuff that the other handsets have. Other than that, this is what would normally happen when you slide the phone up. You'll be given this, and so I suppose this is what everybody wants to see, is what the games look like on there. So I suppose I will tap you into Bruce Lee. Now, this loads pretty quick. It's a very nice looking game. It's been pointed out in other sites, currently on the device, the pre-installed games, the only one exclusive is Crash Bandicoot, which I will load up shortly. So we'll just kick straight into a game here now. There's an arcade game, that's fine. This Bruce Lee game is actually very good. I'm quite surprised. I hadn't played it before this. It loads relatively quickly. You can see the screen is quite nice. The only... it's not a complaint. These buttons are quite far down to the bottom of the screen. There was a lot of space at the top of the screen here for some reason. I'm not sure why. Sony Ericsson, you can see it's slightly off center. So you can see it's very smooth, it's very nice, the animation, you can see the ponytail there on the back of the elderly guy. It's very nice, it's animated very smoothly. I've no problems with this game, it's a very nice game. We go back to the home screen here. For some reason the Crash Bandicoot isn't showing up on that shortcut screen. So this is a stock PlayStation 1 game running on the Xperia Play. Now, the specs of this, as I mentioned, is the 1 gig Scorpion, the 512 megs of RAM. It's the exact same specs almost as the Desire HD, so that's a very good thing because that phone's very snappy. We reviewed it in the past. It's a little bit less RAM, but I don't think that has made any difference at all. Sony Ericsson have really heavily optimized the graphics chip drivers, the Adreno 205 graphics chip. So those drivers, they say they've got the drivers heavily optimized and they're getting 60 frames a second out of the games. So this is old school Naughty Dog. You know, the guys who are now doing Uncharted series. They've come a long way, I suppose. The media keys are quite handy. So this is pretty much exactly now. I have it set to fill the whole screen, so stretched out slightly because obviously this game would have been developed in a non-widescreen format back in the day. But it plays really nice. Oh, I'm dead. So as you can see, it does play very nice. It was very smooth. There was no lag in the input. We can also see it's got games running there. So we can jump straight back into Bruce Lee and see that running there. We can exit out of that. Got your stock widgets that Sony Ericsson include, shortcuts, the app drawer. There's very little else to say about it. It's a really nice phone. So the only thing that's slightly off-putting is that there is no way to turn off the ambient light sensor. So the screen will automatically go bright and dark as it sees fit. And these buttons are just a tad close to the bottom of the screen. I don't know why that is when there's such a huge chunk of space at the top here. Other than that, very nice phone. Can highly recommend it. I mean, I could see myself sitting playing for hours as the games get better and better and there's more of them released. I can't see why this phone isn't going to be huge. It's available from the 1st of April in Ireland anyways, exclusive to the Car From Warehouse for the first 30 days of sale, and you can get it on any network. After that then it'll be available from your network operator and obviously still the Car From Warehouse. So that's Tech TV 101's review of the Sony Ericsson Xperia Play.